And now for some more Dashverse with Heartwarming Swap by Trinary in Chapter 3. Opening night in Canterlot was chaos. Of course, it was a controlled sort of chaos, one that came with any theater group before a show. But for Rainbow Dash, all the hustle and bustle and shouting seemed to be happening to somebody else. She stood outside while Fluttershy, Applejack, and Twilight had their summit meeting, which dissolved into comedic bickering and insults. Well, mostly comedic. As he visited uncomfortably, as Fluttershy seemed to be really getting into the role of berating her friends.
You're useless! A dead weight for every Pegasi is forced to bear!
Rainbow flicked her ear. It hardly sounded like Fluttershy was acting at all.
But what the hate could Fluttershy have against Applejack or Twilight?
Not a thing she could think of. She didn't ask Pinkie Pie or Rarity, who were sitting off stage with her, frowning at their friends' acting. Rainbow had never seen Pinkie grind her teeth before. It was quite a sight. Every half minute or so, Rarity would tilt her head back and rub indignantly at one of Twilight's mannerisms. Apparently, she didn't think Twilight was made a convincing princess. She'd probably make a better princess than I'd be, Private Pansy, Rainbow winced, trying the prospect of having to get up on stage in front of half a Camelot, and act like some pony who whimpered and simpered and was scared of their own shadow. Guess I can't blame Fluttershy for wanting to be some pony cool and brave instead of, well, Pansy's basically the opposite of that. The scene changed, and Rainbow took her position on stage as the set was quickly swapped from the meeting hall to Pegasopolis. The curtain parted. Fluttershy flew in from the left.
Commander Hurricane,
Rainbow's called, getting into her role.
How did the conference go? It was a complete waste of time,
Fluttershy groused.
Nothing but mealing wines for the unicorns and inane babble for the earth ponies, as expected. I shouldn't have gone at all. So, what now?
Rainbow asked, uncomfortable as she let a whine into her voice.
It's so cold and every pony's starving.
Fluttershy whipped her head and barked at her.
Enough of that simpering! I heard enough of it from every pony else this side, and I won't have it up here.
She flapped her wings in irritation, giving her a height of a rainbow.
Pegasi like us are above such weaknesses in every way possible. You understand me?
Forcing herself to be taken aback, Rainbow crouched her down and did her best to look feeble, nodded weakly.
Yes, Commander. Good, because here's what we're going to do.
Fluttershy flew around Rainbow like a circling shark.
You and I will scout on ahead to find a new home. Once we locate a suitable new place, we'll lead others, as only I can. Then we'll go live in this new place that isn't buried in ice and snow?
Rainbow asked.
If be all you mean the pig's eye, then yes. The others can sit here and freeze for all I care.
Fluttershy spat out barely.
We don't need them.
She spun around until she was glaring at Rainbow Dash, eyeball to eyeball.
The weak have been propped up by the strong for too long. Ponies need to stand on their own, not leech off the strength of others.
Rainbow's eyes widened as she unconsciously took a step back, mind reeling. Only Fluttershy had looked at her when she said her last line. Fluttershy wasn't that good of an actress. She meant it.
What in Equestria is going on? What's wrong with helping other ponies?
Rainbow asked, going off script a bit. Not that anyone outside the performers would know. On her part, Fluttershy recovered quickly to the improvisation.
Helping is one thing, but all too often the strong become a crutch for those who never try to be anything other than what they are. What's wrong with being who they really are? Asked Rainbow. Not every pony can be a warrior.
Fluttershy shook her head.
The weak get walked on. It's the strong who shape the world and make it better. The rest are just a burden to them. I won't have it be me, be us who gets walked on anymore.
Fluttershy was starting to slip a bit, but Rainbow Dash wasn't prepared to let it go.
But if powerful ponies aren't strong for others, they're just being selfish, or worse, being a bully, Rainbow argued. We need all kinds of ponies to make a society, not just fires. We need the farmers, the scholars, the engineers. Without them, we're weak. There's no shame in not being a warrior, in being gentle instead of being tough.
There was a long pause as Fluttershy carefully worded her reply.
That just allows others to remain weak and dependent on the rest for strength. It doesn't do them any favors. It lets them be children forever, and the world doesn't reward childishness.
Rainbow let the matter a bit drop, having gotten some measure of clarity. The rest of this talk didn't need to be held on a stage in front of every pony. The scene wrapped up with Hurricane and Pansy setting out to find their new home. As soon as they were off stage, Rainbow hurried to intercept Fluttershy, while Rarity and Twilight headed on stage.
Fluttershy, wait up! I, I had to get ready for the next scene.
It can wait! Rainbow blocked her path. When she didn't say anything, Rainbow sighed and rubbed her head. So, are you going to tell me what this is about? Or do I have to play 20 questions? Because you'll know I win. It's kind of my thing. Fluttershy sighed and slid the Hurricane's helmet off.
I know. You never give up, Rainbow Dash. Even when you're a filly.
Rainbow shrugged modestly. I don't like losing.
It's more than that.
Fluttershy looked down.
When you were young, you were always so brave, defending yourself and me. You tried to get me to stand up for myself, but then you were gone. Derby and Cloudkicker tried their best, but they weren't you.
Rainbow winced, feeling a sharp pain in her conscience. That hurt.
Oh, I'm not blaming you.
Fluttershy hurried to assert her.
I mean, Princess Celestia chose you to be her student. It's wonderful, and I was so happy for you, even though I was a teeny bit nervous when you were gone, after you left, when the bullies would pick on me. I tried to think of what you would do, but I guess I'm not like you.
She rubbed her forelegs together. Shy. Rainbow struggled for words. I'm sorry.
When you used to write me letters, when you remember to write them, I mean, you told me about how wonderful and amazing your life had become.
First I sighed.
But I was still the same scared, timid little pony I always was. I guess that's all we'll ever be.
Rainbow took a step towards her, but stopped short when Fluttershy moved away.
Whenever we went on an adventure to stop Nightmare Moon or King Sombra, I was always so scared. I wish I could be.
See your folder. Rainbow picked up the thread. So when Celestia asked us to play, you wanted to be like Hurricane? She was stunned when Fluttershy burst out.
I wanted to be like you, even if it was only for a little while. Even if it was only pretend. I didn't want to be the scaredy pony who needs somebody to hold her hoof. I didn't.
She looked down.
I didn't want to be a pony you ashamed of being.
Rainbow looked as if she had been smacked by a crossfighting face by a 2x4. Mouth open and closed a few times with nothing emerging. She dimly heard one of the stage ponies shouting that the next scene was about to go on. Fluttershy waited, but when Rainbow couldn't get her thoughts into words, she slowly put on Fluttershy's Hurricane's helmet and went to the stage. After that, Rainbow Dash didn't remember getting on stage. She barely even remembered acting with the others and giving her lines, as the three leaders in their age had carried each other into new land instead of arguing once again. Watching her friends argue with each other didn't seem like a fun little play anymore. Now it just made her feel uncomfortable. It almost seemed mean-spirited, with her friends parodying each other. She wished she never agreed to Fluttershy's proposal to swap roles. The way every pony would be in part they originally wanted. Rarity would be a princess, Twilight would be a magic scholar, and Applejack would be down-to-earth advisor, and Pinkie would be the guy who got impeached for trying to legalize marriage to poultry. It'd be perfect and every pony would be happy, right? Rainbow barely noticed the three leaders running around and arguing over lines drawn on the cave floor. Her mind still a whirl. She found herself looking out over the audience, gaze almost drawn to Princess Celestia's box seat. Seeing her seated in her own private booth, slowly reminded Rainbow of Celestia talking to her about what it's like to be a ruler. Being a princess is a role. It is not who you are, but what you do. But to others, they only see the role and carry expectations that you must meet. Hence the role is to meet those expectations. There is a danger, though, the role of overtaking who you truly are. Run the risk of the mask becoming the face. The others will see the role and think that there's all that there is to you. The mask becoming the face. Rainbow hadn't really got what it meant, until now. If I was Hurricane, Fluttershy was Pansy, and the rest had original parts, how would we be able to tell where we left off and the role began? We could have easily lost ourselves in the role. Granted, that happened to Fluttershy anyway, but for different reasons. Lots of ponies see Celestia as this perfect, all-powerful, all-knowing ruler, but that's because they don't know her, the way I got to know her. Hey, even the Wonderfuls might be jerks if I got to know them. Maybe. Rainbow's wings drooped. Fluttershy hasn't been with me since she left fight camp, since the Sonic Rainbow. She's been too far away to see, well, all the times I really dropped the ball.
She thinks he's trying to be like me, but she's only imitating this idea of what I'm really like. The howl of a Wendigo interrupted her, snapping her attention back to the play. She spied the fake eyes facing towards them, Fluttershy, Twilight, and Applejack already being fully encased.
This is our fault then. All of us. Unicorns, Pikachu, and Earth ponies.
Pinkie Pie observed. Our fighting foes are old home, and now feed this news one too, Rarity agreed. All because we couldn't stop hating each other. Rainbow Dash opened her mouth to give her line about not hating them, but Commander Hurricane. But somehow the line just seemed wrong somehow. The way to beat hatred wasn't to hate some ponies, but to hate others instead. Plus, talking about Fluttershy like that, the way things between them were right now, no, just no. What else could she say? Granted, she preferred thinking on the fly to careful consideration, but this was something she couldn't screw up. Not because of the play. At this point, she didn't really care about that, because she wanted to make Fluttershy understand. We don't always hate each other, Rainbow started. That's not where the problem started. Pinkie and Rarity traded questioning glances at her. Unicorns, Pikachu, and Earth ponies all kept to ourselves. But even when we didn't actually hate one another, we still didn't want to do anything with them because we seemed too different. She walked around, looking at each of her frozen friends. We got so used to seeing them in a certain way, we thought that there was all there was to them. Unicorn and magic, Pikachu and flight, Earth ponies and crops. She stopped to Fluttershy, looking at her semi-frozen face. You looked at them and saw only one aspect of them, rather than the whole picture. We saw only the role they played, not the points that were underneath all that. She swallowed nervously as she faced Fluttershy. The truth is, the way we present ourselves to the world is almost never who we really are. And when you're not happy with yourself, it's easier to imagine some pony else like you so much better than you are. Well, really, they just have their own flaws you're not seeing. Rainbow looked for Fluttershy, Rarity, and Pinkie. It's hard to step out of our usual roles. Try something new. It's scary sometimes. Or frustrating to see somebody else do something you usually do yourself. But if you never try anything new, you'll never grow, never change, frozen in place. She gave one sad look to Fluttershy, and the others in eyes. She barely knows the spell, not actually cast by Rarity, but Festival Effects points, driving the Wendigos off and defrosting the others. They sang the carols and took their bows to thunderous applause. But Rainbow didn't even look in Fluttershy's direction until the curtains came down for good. She was about to go over to her, but Applejack blocked her. Sugar Cube, can we talk?
Can it wait?
Rainbow tried looking over her shoulder at Fluttershy, who darted off stage. It's important, Applejack stressed. See, thing is, well, what you said up there made a whole lot of sense, you know? She paused, giving a weak chuckle. I know, I was surprised too. Very funny. I thought so. Applejack's smirk faded, removing her hat apologetically. Thing is, we got so swept in playing these different parts, it felt like you really thought I was just a funny chocolate agent. It hurt. Think about that's how y'all look at me, and well, I guess I did right on back. I guess the rest of us were in the same boat.
I'm not just silly.
Piggy scuffed her host.
I I say a lot of nonsense, but that doesn't mean I never make any sense. Right?
Come here, Pinky. Of course you make a lot of sense. Applejack leaned over and draped a leg across her back. Of course you're not. You just look at things a lot differently than the rest of us. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Twilight nodded before looking downwards. I know I was so wedded to the idea of how clever the clever should act. I couldn't accept it when Rarity portrayed her differently. History is very important to me, and it felt like by disregarding your interpretation, I was disregarding your values and what made you, you. Rarity cleared her throat. I must confess that such thoughts may have led me to make some decisions rather puzzling. Rainbow nodded. I hear you guys. She went over to where Fluttershy had ducked out. Some of us actually wanted to be the pony they were imitating. Excuse me, we really gotta take care of something. She flew off stage, intent on tracking down Fluttershy, only to find her right off stage, prompting her to stop short. Fluttershy, you okay? Fluttershy slowly turned around.
I guess so.
She started to duck her head and look away, but forced herself to stop. Instead, she looks back at Rainbow Dash.
Did you really mean everything you said out there? I mean, I didn't think that's how we rehearsed, but...
No, I did. Rainbow sighed, rubbing her face. Look, the way I see it, no pony's perfect. Not you, not Princess Celestia, not even me. She joked. You know that, right? Fluttershy nodded.
I didn't think you were perfect. Just that you were better than me.
That's not... No, forget it. Rainbow shook her head. I'm not doing this.
Rainbow Dash?
Fluttershy looked confused. She shook her head, Fluttershy. I'm not going to just say you're better at some things than me, and I'm better than some things than you. You know that, I know that. It's right, that's not what's bugging you. She rubbed her neck, fishing for the right words. When I was a foal, I stood up to bullies that did the impossible. A sonic rainbow. Then Princess Celestia makes me her student. A couple years later, I meet back up with you and we save the world. Twice! Seems really awesome, right? First I nodded.
Well, yes.
Well, that's because it is. Rainbow shrugged. No point denying it. But it wasn't a straight line from being a bully to stopping Nightmare Moon. She visited comfortably. I made a lot of mistakes between leaving fight camp and arriving in Ponyville. Got so caught up trying to recapture the Sonic Rainbow and showing up a bunch of pamper snob, I let important things, just fall away. She looked back up at Fluttershy. Like you. If you say one word, I promise, no shipping jokes. I promise. Good. Because this is getting really close, Arthur. Really close. Trixie! What? If you weren't gonna say it.
But, Rainbow...
She waved Fluttershy off. No buts. Yeah. I wrote you, and maybe I remembered to occasionally drop Derpy and Tinky a line. But you weren't where my focus was. I was getting into fights with the elite and arguing with Celestia. I spent so much time trying to prove I was awesome that I stopped actually being awesome. Her rings drooped as she sighed. I ended up doing it again. I was so worried about looking uncool in front of all the Caroline ponies I used to know, I didn't even know you were having problems.
That's not fair,
Fluttershy argued.
Every pony gets wrapped up in their own issues sometimes.
Every pony isn't the element of loyalty. Rainbow rubbed her neck. You weren't around to see it. But if the whole Nightmare Moon thing hadn't happened, I might have ended up one of those bitter old athletes or former full actors, desperately trying to recapture some former glory, resenting everything and every pony for not being able to do it. She paused to make sure Fluttershy was listening before she continued. In the end, what that made me able to do it again was having you girls be my friends. It wasn't the Sonic Rainbow or even being the princess's student that made me awesome. It was having ponies being worth also being for. Because if I didn't have friends like you, I wouldn't be awesome at all. Even if I could do the rainbows in my sleep. Fluttershy's eyes wired. She surprised Rainbow Dash by surging forward and hugging her.
I'm sorry. I never wanted to make things hard for you or your friends. I just wish I could be...
I know. Rainbow awkwardly patted her back comfortably. If it helps, right now I wish I was more like you. Because being all comforting and stuff is not my strong suit.
That's all right.
Fluttershy chuckled, wiping her eyes.
Like you said, sometimes it's good to step out of your comfort zone and try new things. I wish I could get my brother Sephier to do the same.
Rainbow Dash grinned and clapped her back with a wink. I know what you mean. Fluttershy quickly steadied herself.
I'd still like to be a little more assertive. If that's all right with you, I mean.
You do whatever you want to do, and I'll be there to back you. Rainbow nodded. Just make sure you're doing it for yourself, and not because you think it'll make other ponies happy. That goes for me, too.
All right.
Fluttershy took a deep breath.
I should go apologize to the others. Maybe I could take them out to dinner to celebrate my treat.
We'll split it. Race you back to the others. Losers by dessert. Fluttershy visited.
Well, I don't know.
Before Rainbow could say anything, Fluttershy stepped ahead of her.
Gotcha.
Hey! Rainbow Dash charged at her, laughing as he pursued. Alright, folks, that's these are the Christmas Fakes. No review. Just enjoy. Next week, generous gifts.